Alright, so I want to share a story with you as to how I found out that you cannot rely on motivation. Motivation comes in and out, okay? It's here and then it's not there. And most of the time we wake up and we do not have any motivation. Now, this story is just a quick little short story of something that I went through in the day, and I wanted to share this with you because maybe it might have value to how you feel right now. So I ended up waking up and I realized that I woke up a little too late. I woke up and I was on my phone and I was scrolling through Instagram and just getting on whatever. And as I realized that I was wasting time, I decided I do not feel motivated to do anything. How long do I have before work? Because I was like, I need to fulfill myself in some way. So I decided to count the hours that I had to work. I was like, okay, well, I have half an hour and then like an hour. I was like, and we have to leave at that time. So 2.5 hours. That's what I had. 2.5 hours is what I had until I had to go to work. So I decided that I would feel absolutely terrible if I didn't have something accomplished before I went to work. Because I knew that if I didn't accomplish anything, whether it was a workout or making a video, or maybe it was like even just making like a thumbnail for a video, that I would have felt terrible. It was this kind of presence that actually really changed me. I went from having absolutely no motivation whatsoever, and the only thing I could think about was just scrolling on my phone, scrolling on Instagram, or just literally just sitting around doing nothing. Luckily, I didn't have any urges to play video games, but you might have the urge to play video games when you are dealt that kind of free time. I know, especially whenever I was like 16, 17, even 18, 19. I'm 22 now, but I was having those like moments where I'm like, okay, how many hours do I have before? Okay, I can get at least 2 hours in, you know? Oh, I could play Call of Duty for 2 hours. That's like, how many matches is that? You know, I'm like going through, if they're approximately 15 minutes long, that would give me, give or take about, 6 matches? You know, so I'm going through these different numbers and stuff. And that's what I would do. And the thing is with that time that I knew that I had, I decided there's a few things that I can get done real quick. Put away the dishes or do the dishes real quick. Not big deal. That takes less than 10 minutes. I was like, I can do that real quick. But I was like, what can I do that I need to do that I feel like if I don't do it, I'm going to feel crappy. But if I do it, I'm going to feel really good today. And I was like, I don't really want to do it, but I'm going to record a video. And that's what I did. I recorded a video and it felt great. It felt so good to be able to do that. And, typically this is like a compound thing, okay? So after I'm done like recording, I'm like feeling real good. I do a workout. And I'm like, before I know it, I've like spent maybe a little over an hour. I still have like an hour left. Oh, and now I can shower, maybe make something to eat for lunch real quick or something. These are great things that it's all time management. It's being present and realizing the time that you have available and how you're going to utilize it. It was the way that I looked at it back then. It's the same idea. I would break down how many Call of Duty matches I could get within 2 hours. And that's the same kind of thing that maybe you have to do with the hobbies, the workouts, any kind of things that you are striving to do. Maybe even like learning a different language even. I mean, there's so many different possibilities. There's so many challenges that you can do. And then what you do is you time these out. You space them out and you really think of it in your head. I have this many hours till I have to go to work. What can I do? How much time could I put into each one of these things? And then do it. You literally give yourself a plan, a map in your head. And if you do this before you go to bed, okay, and you're like planning the next day, bro, you're going to be a genius. You're going to be invincible. I don't do it as much as I should, but I've done it before, and I'm not joking. The day can go amazing. It can go so smoothly. Sometimes you'll run into a hiccup or something like that. Or like, oh, I didn't expect to do that today. Like my brother just called me and he was like, hey, you got to pick up some flowers or something for, my girlfriend and stuff. It's where you live. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm doing that. But, that wasn't on my agenda, but you do those workarounds. And the biggest thing is just not relying on motivation. Motivation isn't what going to carry you to success. It's not going to carry you to progress in your daily life. It is going to only just allow you to be a lazy piece of crap, pretty much. If I was to rely on motivation, what I would have done is sat there on Instagram until I had an hour and a half left of work, or I would have binge watched some YouTube videos because I was bored of Instagram, and hoping, maybe I would have even watched videos like this, hoping for motivation. Motivation is sometimes an actual energy. It just it hits you. But it doesn't do that all the time. It might happen to me once a week if I'm lucky. And that is the challenge that we face. We can't rely on motivation. We have to push ourselves every single day to do the things that sometimes we do not want to do, or just because we live in a world that's there's so many things that are easier. It could be, oh, I don't want to cook because DoorDash. So that's what I'm trying to get at here, is that we live in this world where things are so much easier, and sometimes the things that we love doing can be the things that we don't feel like doing because we don't have the motivation to do it. Once again, it's all about just planning it out and just being present and realizing, will I feel better if I do this? If I just get started at least, then do it. If getting started is just 10 push-ups today, do it, okay? At least you'll hit those 10 push-ups and be like, wow, I feel good about myself. I did 10 push-ups today, and that's what I forced myself to do. It's starting small, but hey, it's progress. Who knows, by the end of the week, maybe you'll have 100 push-ups under your belt. And then the next week, maybe 200. And then, now you're doing consistent workouts. That's crazy. And you didn't even have to rely on motivation. You just relied on the small plans that you created in your head to pretty much bring pride to yourself. And that is how you will see success in the things that you want to do. Yes, maybe they don't come right in front of you. Sometimes they will. But other times, it's a process, and you have to take time. You have to, not rely on motivation to get you through it. Because, yes, it would be great if we had motivation every day, but that's not the truth. That's not the case. So really, just push yourself every single day, even if you don't want to. Hamza's quote that he's been saying in every single one of his videos, do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it, is the perfect quote for any person who relies on motivation. Because that's pretty much oh, I don't have motivation today. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. That's pretty much I do not have motivation day, and you have to do the hard work, because you don't have motivation. You have to push past the point in which, you have to pretty much just get started at that point, and that's what I want you to do. Starting today, end this video, pretty much right now. If you're gonna just go hit a workout, just stop this video right now. If not, just subscribe, and we're heading out, okay? I typically recommend a video. You don't watch this video unless you hit a workout already, okay? If you hit a workout, watch this video. But if you didn't hit a workout, or you didn't do the things that you wanted to do, I want you to go do that and not watch this video, okay? Anyways, I really, really appreciate you. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, find the fire within you and go do the things that you want to do. Stop relying on motivation. This is your motivation, okay? So go out and do it. Stay Diablo.